Josh and Frankie. What a couple of dumb shits. Hello, Primates! You found Primus Tracks. Congratulations! There are so many places to find Primus Tracks. You have found the podcast edition. You can also find us on Instagram at Primus Tracks, Threads at Primus Tracks. There is a Facebook page named, you guessed it, Primus Tracks. And if you'd like to contact us directly, the email address is primustrackspod@gmail.com. I am Dr. Josh Bald, one of the hosts of Primus Tracks. He is coming to you from the 39th floor of Primus Tracks Towers, where over a great distance, like the Eye of Sauron, he was able to observe the European tour. Encyclopedia Frankie Berestein. Hello.
Hey, Josh.
Frankie, we're talking European tour today.
You were there.
I was there for two of the gigs at any rate. You were there from a great distance, monitoring the eye, the ever watchful eye, posting on the Facebook page the set lists and photos that came from all the gigs. You were on top of it. So I do have to say, the Facebook page during tour season, that's the place to go.
That's the place to go. Yeah,
you're on top of it.
We try to have the set lists as soon as the last song is finished.
Indeed,
we try our best.
We have quite a network of informants. It's been excellent on the European run. So that was,
no matter how hard we try. And no matter how accurate we are with the sets and the teases, there's always someone saying, "That's not a picture from the actual show."
It's hard to get the pictures from the actual show that the pros take right as
on the same
show
night.
Concludes. Yeah. Give us some grace, please. Man, we tried so hard, we got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
All right, European tour. My goodness, Frankie. We have 15 dates from July 31st through August 21. Primus made it to 11 countries, 5 different festivals in those dates, traveled thousands upon thousands of miles throughout the European continent and the UK. And they delivered. And I have to say, and I'm sure you noticed this too, the crowds brought it. That was the biggest part of the fun for me. I went to
sold-out show after sold-out show.
Yes, and then seeing these crowds with such enthusiasm, taking advantage of the opportunity, and just letting it all out, singing the songs, chanting, clapping, making all kinds of noise, showing their appreciation and their knowledge of the songs. I mean, they were, Hoffer posted a video that Soya took from behind his kit in Manchester, I believe, and they were singing Too Many Puppies, if I recall correctly. And that crowd was loud. Incredible. And that seemed to be a constant throughout the European show. So what an encouraging sign. I mean, Primus still has some juice over there. It helps that they hadn't been there in quite some time. So people were champing at the bit to get there, that's for sure. So, we talk set lists on these tours. In my notes, I just have Zinger's heavy set lists, which makes sense. There were some first-time performances in cities where they'd never been. They were absent from some other countries for a decade or more. So going Zinger's heavy, I thought was a great choice. Give them what they want. What did you notice from the set list?
I noticed Beef showed up here and there. The upright tunes were, of course, Piece of Cheese and Mr. Crinkle, which makes sense.
Jilly too.
Jilly too. I think I saw a little Grapevine here and there as well. It wasn't that recurrent, but they did play it.
Yep.
Of course, Mod, Jerry, Welcome. They were staples.
Yep. Beaver and John the Fisherman were pretty common as well. Yeah.
Beaver and John. I think Salmon Man also made some appearances.
Mm-hmm.
what else was in those sets? Well, Grease, of course. Grease
Every
was
night.
at every single show. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say
Puppies.
the response to Grizz was quite enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So the folks saw the video, the music video that is, and so they knew the song, and it was a bouncy tune. The crowds loved it.
Lots of puppies with skinny as
Yes,
well.
indeed. That was a choice opener in London. I like that one a lot for an opener. And speaking of openers, those they changed a lot. You know, we tease the band for opening with Tweakers a lot, and they did a handful of shows. But the opening tracks or opening songs were on some kind of rotation. I in Glasgow they opened with Harold, which is always fun. I
Oh,
love a
yes,
Harold
that was
opener.
cool. I think they also gave Bob's and Resting the opportunity to be heard by
Yeah,
some attendants.
indeed.
American Life was there as well, Groundhog's Day. Dirty Drowning Man, which actually had an introduction by Hoffer during one of the shows.
He introduced it at Brixton in London. He got
Yes.
to talk about it. He said this next song is called "Dirty Drowning Man," and in they went. That was pretty
You
cool.
also you also got your Diamondback Sturgeon,
Sure did.
your Duchess. There was a little bit of Bastards over the falls.
Hmm.
Um, some fisticuffs, anti-pop, right?
There was a couple performances. There were a couple performances of anti-pop. I think one Golden Boy snuck in somewhere.
Let me see. Yeah,
Yeah.
one lone Golden Boy, two spaghetti westerns, two pudding times, two holy divers, apparently.
Oh, with Mark Osagueda on
Yeah.
vocals. Yeah, the
Oh yes,
fastest.
that's true. There was a little bit of Blayling,
That's right.
Home for the Man, Seven, Antipop. Um,
Yeah. So many of those were performed only a couple times, and they had a
I think
pretty static
apparently
set list.
Tamers was only performed once in Italy.
That's Tommy the Cat for those of you
Yeah.
in Europe listening for the first time who don't know what Tamers is.
One lone Tamers at Circolo Magnolia.
Tamers. Yeah, I was surprised. But when you're giving them so many zingers, John, Beef, Beaver, of course, Welcome Mud Jerry, I think you can afford to exclude Tamers, and the people will still be happy.
Yeah.
And we know that's a taxing song to play as well. And it should be noted that most of these dates were played during a European heat wave, and they were probably overheating on stage, given that they
Actually,
were performing. You know?
Les had to perform with a t-shirt at some of those shows.
Yeah, he had to remove his fancy getup in
Yep.
favor of a T-shirt or one of the
He even
cool
wore the
Brown
jersey
album.
at some shows.
The one I'm wearing
Yes.
right now. Yeah, he wore it at a couple.
Yes.
I think Hoffer wore it at one as well.
Yeah,
Do you think they shared the same jersey?
for sure.
Now we can only take one. We got to sell the rest.
Important detail, no
Yeah,
screens on this tour. So
correct.
they had the backdrop with the chimp and the Brown album typography.
Yes, I think it was a wise move to leave the video boards at home because that is quite an expensive thing to ship or to
Yeah.
rent if you were to lug them all throughout Europe. So much cheaper to bring your Brown Album themed banners that also, yeah, featured those sophisticated primates on them. The light show, though, was excellent and certainly made up for the absence of the video boards. So, light show, really great, and they brought the arsenal as far as basses and guitars go. They didn't skimp on that. Hoffer had a really nice loaner kit from
Yeah.
DW that Soya put together. That was probably, sitting in a DW European warehouse or something of the sort. They were able to loan it to him, considering he's got a nice endorsement these days. So Soya put that together, looked great, sounded great. Yeah, Les wearing a T-shirt on stage was a bit of a shocker, but you got to do what you got to do when it's a billion degrees out, or super hot inside of a place with no ventilation like like Brixton. So Really cool stuff. Other merch. I mean, we mentioned the football jersey that's now available on Club Bastardo. So if you like the look of it, go pre-order it. I will say it runs a bit large. So if you're an in-betweener, go for the smaller size. The poster series continued into Europe. That was cool, Frankie. There were some
Yeah,
great posters over there.
there were some bangers for sure.
Now, I was far too late as far as entry to
The
get to the
secure
merch
one.
booth in a timely fashion. So I'm going to try to get them direct from the artists. We'll cross our fingers on that account. But there were also along with the poster series and this cool football jersey, there was a World Tour edition of the Zoltron New Year's Eve shirt, the cool Rhinoplasty Raglan shirt, and so they had some good stuff. And it appeared, based on the photos I saw, that the merch was flying out of the boxes and off the shelves and that sort of thing. So many people in the crowd wearing those tour shirts, for example. So I think there was quite an appetite for Primus on this tour. Really great to see. Any other general things you want to point out? Because I do have some specifics.
I think I'm cool.
I think you're cool too. So let's run down some of these dates because it had been so long since Primus, of course, had been to Europe. So the first two shows, July 31st and August 1st, Milan, Italy at Circolo Magnolia. These are the first shows in Milan since 2015. Turns out they've played Milan a lot. 2010,
Yeah.
1998, 95, 91.
93?
And it's
No, sorry, that's a Bologna. Bologna
Yep.
was 93.
Yep. So they've played Milan a lot, and this is possibly that Milan '91 show is possibly where Sean Lennon saw Primus, right? We're not sure
Possibly.
which one he saw him at. Yeah.
You might recall some footage of Italy in that Seas of Cheese home video.
Oh, the cheesy home video.
Yes.
That's right. Yes, there was a lot of footage, I think, from them zipping around in Europe. So from there, from Milan, their next date was August 3 in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Their first ever show in Slovenia. And it looked like a cool venue. It was outdoor, but in a covered space. It was sold out, as almost every date, I think every date was.
It looks like an overall cool country with dragon statues everywhere.
Yes, Ljubljana is a beautiful city. I did some of the Google walks, the Google Maps walks with Street View, so I was seeing some great stuff there. Beautiful city. I actually have a friend from college who's been living there for quite some time now. I believe he's an app developer, and he goes fishing up in the mountains a lot, and it just looks gorgeous up there. The mountain streams and that sort of thing. So Slovenia would be a fun place to visit. Great show there. Crowd was into it. The next day, they were in Budapest, Hungary, at the Barba Negra Red Stage. Barba Negra, by the way. Blackbeard Red Stage. Make it make sense, Frankie.
Yeah.
This was their second ever show in Hungary. They last were there in 2011. And that one looked great, too. Once again, just great crowds all throughout. A couple days later, they made their way to Warsaw, Poland on August 6th.
Yes.
Second ever show in Poland as well, going back to 2011. Sold out, big crowd, playing zingers left and right, leaving the crowd sweaty and happy. The next night, August 7, they were in Jaromir, Czechia for the Brutal Assault Festival. And this is another one of those examples of Primus being placed in a metal festival, and they fit right in, and the crowd loves them.
Brutal set lists.
They brought their most brutal songs to... And so this was their second ever show in Czechia. Once again, 2011 was the first. Probably the first Primus show ever played in a former fortress. I don't know if you saw video footage of that place, Frankie.
Yes.
The fest takes place in an old fortress. So these old walls, cool stuff.
I also saw a picture of the catering, and everything was brutal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on theme. They really
Brutal vegan options.
they really went for it with their branding. Yeah. Really funny. When I think vegan cuisine, the first word that comes to my mind, definitely brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
The crowd really seemed to love him at this one based on the footage. But once again, they fit so well into Metal Fest. I think that the metal crowd is often derided as not being inclusive or being stodgy and not welcoming of, non-brutal music, I suppose.
Yeah.
But Primus, man, like every time, if you ask, like every time I would ask the metalheads about Primus, they go, "Oh yeah, dude, they're good. I love them." And then you see him play at a fest, and I saw at least 2 or 3 social media posts from people saying, "Yeah, I went to this to see the death metal bands, but Primus was great."
I think metalheads are much more accommodating than you could imagine.
Yeah.
A few years ago, here in Mexico, there also was an all metal festival, and for some reason, Soul Asylum was part
Wow.
of the proceedings. Yeah, so
Maybe they were accidentally booked because it sounds vaguely like a metal band name.
yeah.
Oh, that's a cool metal name, Soul Asylum. Get them. But yeah, Primus was welcomed. Crowds really loved him. And then from Czechia, the next day, August 8th, they were in Belgium for the Alcatraz Festival, another metal fest. First show in Belgium since 2017, and their 11th overall appearance in Belgium. So as they made their way into Western Europe, now we're seeing more common appearances for sure.
Weren't crowds even like chanting the bass lines?
This is where, yeah, a lot of these shows, they were singing the bass lines. They were singing the melodies.
That
And
is
as well as the
outstanding.
lyrics. Yeah, really cool stuff. So they were into it. And Alcatraz Fest looks pretty cool too. I think it's funny that there's an Alcatraz Fest in Belgium, given that it's a prison in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
But island in the Bay Area, I should say. And by the way, at these fests, when they were playing Over the Falls, of course, Les would bring it down during the break and talk about Larry being the godfather of death metal and say, "Play him some Possessed, Lur," and Lur would play a little Possessed lick, and then play an evil guitar solo for Over the Falls. So they were playing into that, and then our friend Hagai, who I got to hang with in Glasgow and London, said at one of the fest dates or somewhere, Les was saying, "Yeah, it must have been in another show where he said, yeah, we've been playing these festivals like Brutal Assault and Violent Diarrhea and with all these metal bands." So they were leaning into that with the Possessed stuff. After the Alcatraz Fest, they made their way to Germany for a couple of shows. August 10th in Frankfurt. It was their first show in Frankfurt since 1998, but their fifth gig at the venue of Botchkap. And it was their first show in Germany since 2015 that night. But 5 gigs at Botchkap, so must be a cool venue. I know nothing about it. By the way, Frankie, as we're going through these names,
Yeah.
any of them strike you as a place you want or really need to visit?
I would love to visit all of them.
That's a very diplomatic answer. The listeners in Warsaw are going, "Come on, pick us." The Italians are going, "Hey, paisan, come on." I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my terrible accent. So Frankfurt on the 10th, and then the next day on the 11th, they're in Cologne at Karlswerk Victoria. It was their first show in Cologne since 2015, and that one was the Golden Boy out of nowhere show.
Wow.
Just dropped it in there for the hell of it. Then on the 13th, they were in France for the Motoculture Festival. This was the first of 2 guest appearances by Mark Osegueda of Death Angel, performing Holy Diver vocals. And I was looking forward to that. I wondered if they would do something together. I knew Death Angel was on the festival circuit this summer as well over there in Europe. So that they were able to cross paths for a couple of shows, I figured something would happen. When's the last time Osegueda did something with them? Was it The Thing That Should Not Be in 98?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's been that long since he's been on stage with Primus. Wow. And he's always game. So good for them. Death Angel, by the way, great thrash band. So if you're looking for some good thrash, great place to start. And that, by the way, was the lone date in France at the fest, because 2 days later they were at Eindhoven in the Netherlands for the Dynamo Metal Fest. Once again, another metal fest. They're not getting invited to a lot of folk festivals. I've noticed they're not playing at a slot in front of Bob Dylan or anything like that. Asagueda comes out again to perform Holy Diver there. Our pal Nick in the Netherlands attended and said it was a life-affirming experience for himself. So I'm glad, so many of our listeners from across the pond were able to attend these shows. And they were largely, their reviews, I would encapsulate by saying they're over the moon. They're just so glowing. And it's in part, it's the absence that allowed them to have these intense feelings of going to the shows. And I get it. So it's so great that they valued the opportunity and took it. And that was the last show on continental Europe, Frankie, because for the final 1, 2, 3, 4 gigs, Primus was in the UK. Have you been to the UK, Frankie?
I've never been in the UK.
Man, I have a feeling you would love it. I don't know why. I just maybe I just think it's because you would walk around and as you greeted people, you'd say hello.
Hello.
There it is. Yeah, see, you'd fit right in. So the first UK gig was August 17 in Manchester at Manchester Academy. I think it was Victoria Warehouse. Sold out, packed to the gills. I can't remember I think the capacity of that one is around 4,000. Could be 4,200. First show in England since 2017. That Hoffer went out of his way to praise the Manchester crowd for his exuberance. They were singing along to everything. That was the social media post that I mentioned earlier. And according to a lot of attendees, Frankie, the sound in that venue was the best they'd ever heard. They said it was just fantastic. Everything bright and clear. And I will say the sound at the Barrowland Ballroom was really good. And I was up in the balcony at Brixton at the Academy there, and it was a bit muddy. But from all reports, the Manchester show was an all-timer and packed to the gills. Those shots from backstage, it's just a sea of humanity. Really great. Our pal Captain Crunch was at Manchester, as well as Hagai and our buddy David. And so the 17th was Manchester. The next day, they went north to Glasgow, Scotland, and I was there. I don't think I said that with enough gravitas. I'm going to say it again. I was there. It was sold out. It was packed. It was stuffy. It was a really good crowd. Lots of crowd surfers. Things started to really pick up when they played Too Many Puppies about halfway through the set. Crowd really got going then, and then from there it was really intense in the pit. It was really neat. It was their first show in Scotland since 1992, and this performance in 2026 marked their return to the Barrowland Ballroom, where they had played in 1991 when supporting Jane's Addiction. And I contacted the venue because I was curious about that 35-year gap and asked if what the longest gap between performances was, if they had that information on hand. And I actually received a reply. I was shocked to receive a reply. So the reply was, the 35-year gap between Primus performances is the second longest gap between performances in Barrowland Ballroom history. That's amazing to me. So there's an English rock band called Balaam and the Angel, and they played Barrowland in 1986 and waited 37 years to perform there again in 2023.
Oh, thank you, Balaam and the Angel, for ruining Primus's record.
Yeah, come on, man. Have some respect.
Yeah.
37 years between performances at the Barrowland Ballroom. That's nuts. For an English band, too. That's what's really strange to me. An American band, I totally understand. This year's show at the Barrows was the third all-time Primus show in Scotland. So we had 91, 92, 2026, all in Glasgow.
The coolest thing is that European fans finally got their Primus fix after the Rush cancellations.
Yes.
Tribute to King's cancellations.
Took, 4 or 5 years, but they finally got there.
But it was definitely worth it, judging by the videos and the set lists.
Oh, 100%. And it was all Primus set lists, which is, I understand taking the Rush thing overseas because, Rush has cachet everywhere, but I'm sure the crowd was thankful to get 2 sets of Primus.
Exclusive Primus sets.
Yeah, evening with Primus. Why not?
Exactly.
That's the way. It was great to finally meet Captain Crunch, who's a mini celebrity It was really cool to talk to him and then see how people interacted with him. He was posing for photos after the show with people at both Glasgow and London. It was great to see our pal Hagai, who has flown from London to the Bay Area for multiple New Year's Eve performances. He finally got to see Primus in his backyard. Our pal David from England got to run around to all those shows on this run. It was great to say hi to him.
A guy rocks.
Definitely. He's a cool dude. So I did notice that Captain Crunch, first of all, got shout-outs from Les at both shows that I attended. He also got a set list. I saw David get handed a set list because David wears his frog cap, his Frog Brigade hat, and so that makes him a bit more noticeable than most others. So he was singled out for a set list.
And he was at Brown Rocks.
That's right. That was his first Primus show.
Elevates him above the crowd.
Yeah. So he got a couple first time tunes in Glasgow and London as well. So
is Captain Crunch eaten in Europe?
No, you will not find it anywhere. I love looking at the grocery store shelves in countries that I visit, and no Captain Crunch to speak of. There's a lot of Special K. That's the American cereal.
Ancient wheats. Yeah.
Yeah. So we discussed that with Captain Hagai as well. That was pretty funny. Hagai also had a Nature Boy sign at Manchester.
Yes, his daughter had a Nature Boy sign.
Yeah.
And they got just a little bit of the song, just the intro.
They got a smidgen, and then so he changed his sign to Hoffer, when are we going to get to Nature Boy or something like that too. For the Scotland show, the sign was changed to something along the lines of "You've got this, Hoffer," and then the following night in London, somebody else on the rail was screaming for Nature Boy, and Les started playing the bass line, and Hoffer came in with the intro drum part, and then they stopped. Oh! People are just fiending for Nature Boy.
Yeah.
That's the one that it seems that's the one that people ask about the most from Hoffer.
I mean, you even overheard Harry Waters just casually saying Nature Boy during
yes.
During an after show. I mean, what's going on with Nature Boy this year?
Well, it's such a hot topic. Even Harry Waters is talking about it. So interesting. That's the one, man. I know people ask about other songs, but that is the most common request. Les said at London, well, Hoffer's learned 167 songs, since joining Primus. 168. That's a little tough. He just hasn't got there yet. So Scott, the Barrowlands was great. Really cool old venue, by the way. It has been around for a long time. Huge neon marquee that lights up around dusk. And so I was able to get a photo of it, not in the dark, but man, what a great venue.
Cool.
A lot of fun. During that show, Les quoted a Scottish sitcom called Still Game, which I've never seen, but it looks really funny from the clips I've previewed. He quoted a little song from that, and the crowd immediately started singing along. I cannot quote it because I don't remember, but it was hurdy-gurdy on the windowsill or something like that. And the set list drawing was a reference to Still Game as well. Cool old venue, and had a great time talking to crew, of course. So Crispy, Sanchez, Soya, Andy. I didn't say hi to Nesto. I know there's people I always miss. I didn't get to say hi to everybody, but boy, that crew really got the band through a lot of transport and probably a lot of headaches at different venues that they'd never been to, and just figuring things out. So props to them. Props to the crew. They're the best. Man. So London was the final solo show date. That was at O2 Academy Brixton on August 19. And once again, I was there. It was sold out. It was packed. It was miserable inside. So stuffy and hot and humid. The queue was mental. I have to say it that way, Frankie, because I was in England. Yeah. The queue was mental. It stretched half a mile up the road. It was crawling. They actually had to move stage time back almost an hour. I think it was at least 45 minutes to allow the crowd to filter in ever so slowly.
Even
And
so, people said they missed out on a few songs.
yeah, there were people that were still entering after the first song or two. That's how just it seems like that venue is poorly managed. But then reading up on it, there were some deaths a number of years ago. The venue was closed for a while. They had to reopen with a new plan, and it seems like their new plan is to let one person in every minute.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like the best plan to me. There's got to be a better way. I would also suggest ventilation. That's pretty important. I was first row balcony, so I had a great view. Some of you listening may have seen the video clips of the band walking on stage and the crowd's response to that, and then how undulating they were during the opening song, which was too many puppies. Excuse me.
Operinos.
But it was great fun to watch the crowd from that vantage point. And I'm enjoying the Primus show because I enjoy every Primus show, but I think it was enhanced by the enthusiasm of the crowd. They were just so into it. The other thing, Frankie, is, when you're at a show in the States and in between songs, Les is bantering, talking to the audience and that sort of thing, it can be hard to hear him because so many people are yelling and screaming and carrying on and having their own conversations. And I know you turn around and give them the eye when that happens because you want to hear what Les has to say. And it's annoying for me too. But I will say, between songs in Glasgow and London,
pure respect.
Yes, it was silent. They wanted to hear what Les had to say. It was phenomenal. And then anything somebody yelled, Les could hear it clearly and respond to it. So
that's amazing.
Oh man, in Glasgow, he's saying, okay, so here's the plan tonight, and then somebody yelled, "Primus sucks," and he's like, "Go on, big guy," or something like that, and then Les continued, and there was a pause, and somebody yelled, "It's pudding time," and Les said, "It is. It's pudding time."
Oh, that's incredible.
And then they played a different song. But really funny because it was just so silent. There's 1,900 people packed into the Barland Ballroom, but you could have heard a pin drop as people were waiting on his voice. So really good command of the audience, respectful audience too, in that regard. Once again, really intense crowd, singing, clapping along, bouncing up and down. The crowd surfers, there was so much crowd surfing and pretty good pits too in those two locales. The other thing I noticed is the venue staff were handing out cups of water to the people on the rail and a few rows back. They're saying, "Pass them back."
I did notice a video where the security at the front was headbanging along to the tunes.
Yeah, they were into it. There was a security guy right in front of me at Glasgow who
having
was
the time of his life.
He's bopping his head along. He was sneaking looks back every once in a while, which he shouldn't have been, I'm sure. But it was they were into it for sure. But everybody's so polite, right? So they're handing waters around, and a staff person, had 3 waters in their hand, and I took them because I was the closest person and offered them to the people around me. Nobody accepted it, so I just chugged 3 waters. It was great. Man. At a show in the States, the security guards don't give you anything. And if they do give you liquid, they're like throwing hydrochloric acid on you because you're an annoyance. So what a marked difference between a show in the UK and the States.
And then they finally did Arctangent, right?
Last show, August 21, Arctangent Festival in Bristol. This was, by the way, their 37th show in England. So they've played a lot of gigs in England over the years. They were certainly the main attraction this night at Arctangent. Glowing reviews from the social media posts I saw on Red, and really great video footage of the crowd going nuts. I would say...
great set for a festival.
Oh, run it down. I don't remember all the cuts.
Okay, give me a moment.
You seem beleaguered by my request. Fine.
I'm going directly to Primus Tracks. which is a setlist central for all your Primus needs.
That's right.
So let's see our tangent. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Hagai for facilitating the actual photo of the event plus the set list. So
Ah.
it went like this: Tweakers, Duchess, American Life, Grease, Winona, Cheese, Crinkle, Fisherman, Salmon, Beef, Puppies Skinny, Welcome, Mud, Jeremiah.
Oh, they played a new song, Jeremiah. Wow. All
Yeah.
right. I'm looking forward to that one. Can't wait to hear it. No, that's a good set. I will say, Crinkle, I think is one that there's the A tier of zingers like Jeremiah, excuse me, Mud, Beaver, and so on. But when Les leaves the stage and Nesto brings out the upright, sets it down and walks away, and then Les returns to the stage in the pig mask with the bow, and he's swinging it around. The crowd eats that up, and they
Yeah.
know what's coming when they see the pig mask.
Yep.
So at Brixton, that got a huge response from the crowd, and I'm sure it did at Arctangent as well. So well played. That's a crowd pleaser. So what a remarkable run, Frankie, through Europe. First time in years in many locales. First time ever in some others. I'm going to put the call out, and we'll do a special edition of miscellaneous debris in our next episode. I want to hear from those of you that attended the European shows. What was your experience like? We already know that Brixton venue was terrible, so you can leave that out if you attended that show. But how was Primus? Was it your first time? Was it seeing them? Was it your first time in years seeing them? I want to know. And I'll put this on the socials as well. I want to hear from our
Yes.
European
Oh, and there
primates.
got some great comments on Facebook as well.
Excellent. Maybe I should read those and select from those.
Yeah, there are some great anecdotes
Ah,
there. Matthew George said, "Oh my God, what a great night it was. The atmosphere was out of this world. I did manage to get some video snippets to show the crowd, but not much as was having too much fun to be bothered about getting me phone out. Oh my God, I can't sum up how emotional I was. I had tears of joy running down my face as I didn't think I'd live to see them again. I last watched them in 1992. I now need a new pair of glasses though. The 1.5 hour show felt like it had barely started before it finished."
nice. That's a
That's just an
great review.
example of the European enthusiasm.
I love it. I'm just scrolling through the Primus Tracks posts on Facebook. Yeah, Ronald DeValk says, "Amazing. We enjoyed every second of it. First time I heard of Primus was as the opening act of Rush in Rotterdam. Big fan ever since. Great musicians. No one was electrocuted this time." In reference to
That's Primus
Eindhoven.
history. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Such enthusiasm and gratitude for them
Team
going to
Team
Europe.
Love Group said bloody hot and sweaty.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. I really want to hear from more of you. So maybe we'll choose some more to read from the Primus Tracks Facebook page. But I definitely want to hear from anybody who attended. So primustrackspod@gmail.com, at Primus Tracks on Instagram, Primus Tracks page on Facebook. We'll put some stuff up. Let us
Yeah.
have it.
Jimmy McLeish, if I can share another one.
Yeah, please.
Jimmy McLeish said, "Absolutely brilliant night, very sweaty. Shame they didn't play Winona or John the Fisherman or even Tamers, possibly tired of playing or too hard to sing and play. Too Many Puppies was the highlight for me. If there is a criticism to be made, a few too many jam interludes where an extra song could have been played. Don't get me wrong, all three members are exceptional musicians. It is awesome to see them play up on stage. Like I said, absolutely brilliant night."
And I think that's something that some fans may not have been prepared for, was the
Yeah.
jamming and the extended tunes. But that's what you get. I mean, that I think it was great that they gave Europe a taste of what they do on the regular in the States. And I think that was a fair game. That was a good idea.
Carlos was keeping track of tweakers on the sets. He gets incredibly excited every time tweakers is played.
Yes, Carlos loves himself some
Yeah, he
tweakers.
lives he lives for the tweakers.
Well, I guess we can say this. Europe, UK, you've been tracked. Congratulations. How'd that feel? Primus blazed a wonderful trail through Europe, left all kinds of happy people in their wake. Before we say goodbye, Frankie, we should do something we haven't done in a while, which is to thank our
Shout
patrons.
out.
Yes, it's shout out time. Hey, we don't have a jingle for shout outs, for patron shout outs. So if you're musically inclined and want to make, say, a 30-second piece for the patron shout out segment, which we need to do more often, and I apologize for not, send it to primustrackspod@gmail.com. Thanks. Speaking of jingles, Frankie, I got to meet Stephen Miller in line at London. Very nice guy. He's been listening to the pod for years. Was very
Stephen Miller,
complimentary.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister Stephen Miller. Yes,
Yeah.
he was very kind, very complimentary to us. He had one piece of constructive criticism, and that
What was it?
was that I've been playing the short version of the Live Cuts jingle too much, and he misses the ending of the long version. Shards of bone.
Glass. Oh, yeah.
So, Steven, I will play the long version just for you the next time we have Live Cuts.
Thank you, Stephen. Top bloke.
Confirmed. So let's thank our Primatrons. You can go to patreon.com/PrimusTracks, get all kinds of bonus material. There's a lot of tiers of support. We post all kinds of stuff, including video of episodes, bonus podcasts, and
juicy deets about
Juicy deets.
upcoming releases.
That's right. And we have hangouts with our Primatrons every other month as well, so we get to talk music of all kinds. We talk about whatever. Sometimes we talk about finding cannonballs in the ground in the Carolinas from the U.S. Civil War. But there's a lot of weird stuff we talk about. So I want to thank all of our wonderful Primatrons, starting with Doug French. Thank you, Doug. Wait, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
Doug French. Did he go to motoculture, do you think? Probably not. Also want to thank Andy, simply known as Andy. There's a lot of Andys out there. It could be any Andy. Thanks, Andy. Zachary Hurd, thank you very much, sir. We just had a bonus pod with him not long ago. He's great. Third Eye Shelleb, thank you.
Hello.
Hagai, thank you, Hagai.
Hagai.
For your support. You're the best. Zane Dickens, thank you, Zane.
Thanks, Zane.
Brendan, thanks, Brendan, for your support.
Thanks, Brendan.
Justin W.
Mr. W.
There's no Justin U, but just a Justin W. Okay, all right. So we'll get a Justin U someday. In the meantime, Justin W., thank you so much for your support. Ethan from Kentucky, you're a supporter of the podcast. Thank you, sir. Bradford Gatesington, Marcus Mayall, Gene Meyer. Hi, Gene. He's been on the pod a couple times. We got to get him back on. Harry's across the pond. Thank you, Harry. Robbie McCory, Joe T, Zach M. A lot of people don't want their association with Primus Tracks to be linked back to them.
Mr. Smiths.
Yeah. Brian Bergy, thank you, sir. He's a cool guy. Met him at New Year's Eve. Audrey Myers, thank you for your support. Cam Covington. Cam. Mickey Waters. David in the UK. Oh, man. David just had a life-altering experience over 4 days. Lance Halterman. Tom Dastic. Brittany Ray, thank you for your support. Whamola17.
Yep.
I wonder what happened to Whamolas 1 through 16. Edwin Allen Richards IV, our landed gentry. Well, we know what happened to the Edwin Allen Richards 1, 2, and 3. They're his forebears. Like we have a hint there at least. Matt Ray, thank you for your support. Jordan Kahn, resident fish expert, and possibly resident rush expert. Matt Crakely, thank you for your support. Trish. There it is. Back of the envelope filter. I forgot about that name. Such a great one. Thank you for your support. Eric in Australia, resident curmudgeon. He is curmudgeonly about ticket prices for Primus and Queens of the Stone Age.
And lineup.
Australia.
And venue.
You name it, he's mad.
Yeah.
We also have to thank Brooks Delight, who's stolen our job. Many primates take. Ryan Rashawn, Joseph Pebler, Nick in the Netherlands. Just had a great time.
Thanks. Also, thank you, Nick, for one set list and picture.
Ah, yes, thank you. So many people were contributing to these efforts on the Facebook page. Travis in Alaska, number one. You know who you are. Stephanie Wolfgang King, Carl Reinsch, Travis in Alaska, number two. Hopefully you know who you are. Mike Chillian, Mike. Mike did something really cool for us that will be revealed soon-ish. Sarah Markham, thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Jesse Colton, we're all crashing on your couch at New Year's Eve. Porter Kropf, haven't heard from Porter in a while. Hope you're all right, buddy.
Yeah.
Anthony Del Preet, go Bills.
Go Bills.
There it is. John Shreve, Johnny Perona, thank you for your support, Johnny. And Juhani Coho, thank you for your support. Juhani's in Europe, I think, caught a couple shows.
Cool.
Stephen Stang, the Phantom Primatron, thank you for your support. Simon in Australia, Mike Tuckerman, thank you for your continued support. We're getting down to the list of people who have been members since this thing started. So
since day one.
They've been supporting for nigh on 4 years. So impressive.
Incredible.
And kind of you to do so. Mike Tuckerman, once again. Sculligan Val, thank you for your support.
Val.
Chris Gentile. Kevin, nice shirt. Adrian Porter and El Patron numero uno. Carlos Arizmendi, the biggest fan of Tweakers openers you ever did see.
As Tweakers obsessed as they come.
And that's it.
He's got the Tweakers banner at every show.
That's right. He's waving it high.
Yep.
Play the damn Tweakers. Thank you all for your support, continued support. Man alive, it's so affirming for what we do, and it's really humbling, and it makes us want to do a quality podcast. So thank you all so much. We've got a couple other things coming up, and then I think it's delirium time again, Frankie. Primates, primatrons, people of Earth, thank you all so much for listening. European primates, you brought it. Props to you. Later days.
Willie Mays.